Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Marvel Legends Ronin and compare it to the previous version. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at this Marvel Legends, Marvel Studios Disney Plus Hawkeye series, Ronin. Now, technically, we have already gotten this figure before. It was part of an Avengers Endgame Thanos Build-A-Figure wave a good few years ago. But to be fair, it was a popular figure when it was initially released, as there was a lot of mystery surrounding the Ronin character and what part he would play in Endgame. It turned out not to be a lot. So we actually seen more of this uniform in the Hawkeye series. So I can understand the re-release here just to give collectors the opportunity to pick it up if they missed out the initial version. So I'm here to answer the question, if you already have that previous version, do you need this one and what are the differences? It is as simple as that, okay? So I'm going to answer that in this video, take a look at this and compare it to the previous version and hopefully save you some money if you need to, or maybe upgrade your figure as well. We shall see. So let me move that out of the way. Boring plastic-free packaging. We get a digital render, picture of Ronin on the side, on the back another digital render which shows off that new accessory piece that suckered me in, a brand new head sculpt for Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye, Clint Barton. He also comes with the bow. I don't think the previous one came with a bow, but you get the two swords and obviously the masked head as well. So yeah, no wave association. As I said, it's a single packed exclusive. It's basically there if you need him. It is as simple as that. So let's find out. Here we have Ronin out of the packaging, and this is how he looks straight out the box with the new head sculpt attached. And it does look pretty good first impressions with the slick back hair, but we do get the mask head with the hood up accessory, and then for the first time we get the down hood accessory piece that goes with the new unmasked head. So the down hood and the unmasked head are the new parts of this figure. Everything else we've seen before in some form or another. We've got Hawkeye's bow that we never got with the last Ronin, but we did get with the last Hawkeye. We get this harness with the sort of holster for the knife or the swords that we did get with the last Hawkeye. That can be attached separately. And then we get the two blades, a long sword and a short sword. So you do get a nice little array of accessories. But remember, single packed figure, no Build-A-Figure piece, not part of a wave. It is what it is. So let's zoom in at that new head sculpt. And if you are picking up this version because you missed the previous one, then your patience has been rewarded with this new head sculpt, which is pretty good up close. I think the likeness to Jeremy Renner is really nice, and the hairstyle for Clint Barton definitely matches that sort of flashback Ronin era, and he's got that wet sort of slick back hair with the short side. So you've got like the light brown on the sides with the texture in the hair on both sides, and then you've got just the slick back hair up top that goes all the way down to the back there. And again, nice sculpted texture in it. But overall, a very nice head sculpt for Clint Barton. And to be fair, the Marvel Legends team always do a pretty good job of capturing Clint Barton, Jeremy Renner. Let's throw up a comparison compared to the last Hawkeye we got. That one obviously is a little bit more beaten up, but still a pretty good Hawkeye. But which one do you prefer? And then going back even further, we've got the Quantum Realm suit version of Clint Barton, where we just got the head sculpt. And again, that's more familiar as it's the same hairstyle, but it's not wet slick back hair. It's now just spiked up like we've seen in Endgame. So overall, we have three pretty good Clint Barton head sculpts. So I'm curious. You let me know in the comments below, which one of these do you prefer? The Ronin, the Hawkeye, or the Quantum Realm suits? After seeing all three head sculpts up close, I actually think this is the best likeness to Jeremy Renner. I'm curious if you agree. I've actually attached now the hood effect piece or the accessory, which just hangs over the shoulders like so. A small detail, but I do like details like this. It just adds to it. So there you go. The hood is now down and it looks pretty good. Let's try those other head sculpts just in case you're curious. Here we have the Quantum Realm suit, which a lot of people have already done for their collection, and it pops on there and it works. And here we have the beaten up Clint Barton head sculpt, which looks like he's got no neck, so I don't think this one works as well. Now let's get back to Ronin, shall we? So this is the head sculpt that actually came with the figure, now with the hood piece. and it looks pretty good like that. And the head sculpts are exactly the same as the previous one. It's just the deco is slightly different. But let me take that hood piece off and attach this hood. I think originally everyone was putting this hood on the wrong way round or something, but there you go. So there's that hood on there, and there we have the old one. So there you go. There's your two head sculpts. But just taking a closer look at this, it's basically all black with some gold highlights on the sculpted armors, but you've still got the pins on the arms. But because they're black and the uniform's black, you don't even notice them. It's not a problem. Same with the knees down here. They have pins, but again, they're black pins. It's not a problem. Your little bit of gold highlights on those boots. Always like those boots, to be fair. A little bit of gold on the buckle, gold round back, some lines up top on the hood as well, and of course to match the face. So yeah, it looks the absolute same to me. It's just the gold just seems a little bit duller compared to the previous version. You can see this one actually has the harness on, just so I don't mix up the two. But I will put the harness on this one. Haha! Now let's play a game of Spot the Difference. Which one is which? I'll give you a couple of seconds. Which is the new Ronin? Left or right? Left or right? Have you got an answer? Well, it's the left one. This is the new Ronin. If you said left, congratulations, 10 points to you. This is the previous one. The only real difference I can tell is that the previous one actually has the serial number on the leg there in white, and the new one doesn't. So again, tiny detail, but old one had the serial number on the leg, the new one does not. And I'm glad they've removed it, as the serial numbers should be on the bottom of the feet, otherwise Rectangular would get mad at you. But there you go, that is the difference. I'll throw them on the rotating base real quick, but they don't need to be on there for long. As you can see, there is literally no difference in the sculpt, no difference with like the harness or anything, or any of the articulation. The only difference I can sort of notice is the subtleness in how bright the gold paint detail is. It's a little bit brighter, a little bit more gold on the previous one. The new one is a little bit dulled down, a little bit more bronzy gold, but that's about it. If you can spot something that I'm missing, let me know. Now, it's a re-released figure, so I'm not going to bore you with articulation. It is standard Marvel Legends articulation, double jointed knees and elbows. I would like this type of character to have more articulation, and his coat sort of overlay does limit him a little bit. I'm also annoyed that you don't get any interchangeable hands. You just get the two gripping hands, which I need to hold his weapons, of course, but they're side-to-side hinges rather than up and down, and you should really get up and down hinges for wielding swords. So that's frustrating, but you get one sword longer than the other, chrome handle, chrome blade, black handle, and both of them will actually fit into the harness on the back, as it is hollow. You can see all the way through there, so you can put one in either end. So yeah, he comes with two swords. He also has a bow, but no arrows, of course, and it is always frustrating. You can never quite get Hawkeye into a proper bow pose, can you? It always looks a little bit awkward. You can fudge it, sort of, but it's never quite right. Obviously, that's like plastic, so you can bend it a little bit. But no arrows, which is accurate for Ronin, as he carried his swords, not the arrows. So yeah, that is everything you get. So a nice little mix there, so you can switch him up for the display. The only thing that the previous Ronin came with that this one doesn't is the hand accessory, which is the ninja star throwing effect. Now, I did look in my accessory tub for about 10 minutes and couldn't find it, so I'll throw up a picture on the screen, but that accessory is the only thing that the previous Ronin has that this one doesn't. Otherwise, this is obviously the better option. The head sculpts are much nicer in deco wise, and it has a few more accessories. Back to our Hawkeye comparison, and I do think this Ronin costume design looks really good and makes for a great Marvel Legend figure. It looks great on the display, and even though I have the previous version, I'm not mad at it, as I'll pose one like this with the hood up, the mask on, and I'll pose one with the unmasked head and the hood down. One on the Endgame display, one on the Disney Plus display. And if you have a Disney Plus display, then you're gonna need some of these guys on the shelf for Ronin to beat up. And I think that's the actual reason we got the Ronin re-release, is because they had the Tracksuit Mafia coming out, so people would obviously want to backtrack. So they made it easy for you, and the Tracksuit Mafia are a really good army builder. It comes with 3 heads, nice bright red tracksuit, nice contrast to the black and gold of Ronin as well. Will look great on display, will look great for some pictures, so definitely try and track some down. And if you remember the Disney Plus show Hawkeye, it was Kate that actually took the the Ronin costume, and that's what started these two meeting up in the first place, as people thought Kate was the Ronin. So these two display really nice, and if you haven't watched Hawkeye, you should. And not MCU, but definitely still work for a few poses or display. Here we have some Marvel Legends hand ninjas. Here we have Ronin with some of the Who crew. We have Frogman, Tigra, and White Rabbit. And last but not least, here we have Captain Britain and Hal, Fire, Hank. So there you have it. Final thoughts on this Marvel Legends Disney Plus Hawkeye series, Ronin, aka Hawkeye, aka Clint Barton. So it is a straight up re-release of the previous version, just with a few different accessories. I do really like the unmasked head though, but is that enough to make you buy the same figure over again? Well, that is completely up to you. I do actually like the unmasked head though, and think it may be the best likeness to Jeremy Renner we have in Marvel Legends. And the Ronin costume is just a fun looking costume. It looks cool, it looks great on display. So I personally don't mind having two. I have different spots for them as well, but that's just me. Always curious to hear what you guys think. Hopefully this video helped you make that decision. Maybe you now want it, maybe you now know you don't want it, and you've saved yourself a few quid for the next figure. Always curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. And if you like Marvel Legends, then trust me people, you're in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlists, but most importantly, please, please, please hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter as well at Dan Who Reviews, and I will of course see you on the next one.